What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. It's episode number 35. And we start today's episode off with the second leg of our Europa League round of 16 tie against the German side Hoffenheim. Obviously in the first leg we went to Germany and won by 2-0. So just like in a round of 32 against Dynamo Kiev, we head back to England feeling very confident after our strong first leg showing of making it through to the quarterfinals. But heading into this game, just like Dynamo Kiev knew when they came to Burnley, they would need to score if they were to have any chance of going through. So once again, it was a very tough first half, just like in the second leg of the last round against Dynamo Kiev. We fell behind through Briel and Bolo, and I've got to be honest, man, I was feeling the pressure like crazy in this game. 38 minutes in, once again, Nick Pope for the second time in the first half having to charge off his line and keep us from conceding. It was still 1-0 heading into the half-time break, and thank goodness in the second half, Hoffenheim kind of ran out of steam a little bit, because I'll tell you what, man, that first 45 minutes, I was feeling the pressure like crazy, because as I mentioned before, the board have said to us this year, reach the final of the Europa League, very tough objective indeed. I would take semis, absolutely no doubt about that, but it's going to be very tough to go all the way to the final. But as we know, with us now having a double-digit deficit in the race for a Champions League place, if we are to reach the Champions League for next season, which I would love to do, as unlikely as it might sound, this is a way to do it, by winning the Europa League. So I was feeling the pressure, but thankfully weathered the storm after a tough first 45 minutes, and after Josh Brownhill's leveller, we would make it through to the Europa League quarterfinals after a 1-1 draw in the second leg. And as I would look for the news article once again to see the draw, unfortunately it wasn't there, but as you can see, the draw was made. No news article again for some reason. We got Atalanta in the quarterfinals, Porto versus Ajax, Juve versus Spurs, and Milan versus Fiorentina. The other ties, the Italian side, is doing quite well, but Atalanta right now 5th place, only 2 points off 4th into Milan with 10 games to go in the Serie A. And of course, the extra significance of being drawn against Atalanta. Does anyone remember back in Season 1 when Atalanta came to us and said, would you take over as manager here in Italy? And we said cheers, but no. So Atalanta in the quarterfinals, you'll know they'll be up for that one there after I turned them down and turned down the chance to move on from Burnley to Atalanta. We'll take them on in the quarterfinals. That'll be a very tough game, very even I'm sure, but looking forward to it. And again, another high pressure game, just like this one, the second one of today's episode here. Wolves away at Molineux, right now sat in 8th place, desperate to keep their Europa League dreams alive and try and catch up to us here, right now sat in the top 6. Heading into the game, it was a very lackluster first half with so much at stake for both teams, but in the second half we get ourselves in front through Brian and Buemo. Really fortunate goal though. Sillison really should have stopped it, but the Dutch goalkeeper don't get a touch and diverted to the back of his own goal. And once Reece Nelson bagged his 10th of the year with 20 minutes to go, how good has he been this year, man? Seriously, that made it 2. Great chance to make it 3 and totally secure the points later on as well. Dwight McNeil wisely holds the ball up here, waits for the overlapping runner Jack Stacey down the right hand side. Loads of space for the former Bournemouth right back. Takes his time, brings a man across, and who's there in the middle to turn in from the 6-yard area? Brian and Buemo. What a signing this guy has been from Brentford. Absolutely fantastic. We were looking for a new winger at the start of the season after the injuries we saw for a couple of our starters, including Dwight McNeil. Brian and Buemo, I mean, you would have seen it as Callum Wilson's coming back from injury here. Brian and Buemo this year, he's kept Dwight McNeil out of the team. McNeil was like our star young player, but Mbuemo's been that good, he's kept him on the bench. With 8 games to go, as you can see, I don't think we're going to make the top 4 now. We're 12 points off of 4th place. I'm not too sure with 8 games to go we can make up that kind of deficit against teams that, let's be honest here, are still better than us. The only good thing is knowing that we're also 12 points off of 8th place. We're 12 points off 4th, but also 12 points off 8th. So if nothing else, it is looking increasingly likely, if it's not the grand prize of the Champions League that we really, really want, at least it does seem as though European football will probably be staying at Turf Moor for next season. Although, of course, don't forget, due to the FA Cup winners qualifying for the Europa League, if Wolves do fall outside of the top 7 and win the FA Cup, then, of course, as we know, then it will only be 5th and 6th who can give you Europa League football. But even right now, that's still looking quite likely as well. With West Ham being our first game of a busy month of April as well. They right now sit in 8th place. Massive gainer away in London. Both legs against Atalanta coming this month. Once again, first leg away. We've got the FA Cup semi-final. Chelsea at home as well. Some really, really big games coming this month. This is the high pressure part of the season. And you have it every single season, you say. There's always one month there's always one period of time where the pressure is unrelenting. And heading into this game here, West Ham in 8th place in the table right now. If we were to win this game, we could put more separation between us and the teams outside of the European spot. So heading into the game, I was saying to myself, you know, I love this saying, pressure makes diamonds or bursts pipes. I love that saying. I learned it last year, yeah. Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat player, he quoted it. And it sort of stuck with me. And ever since hearing that, it's just become one of my favourite quotes. You know, pressure makes diamonds or bursts pipes, aka it either makes you or it breaks you. And so into this game, so much pressure. First half, pretty topsy-turvy, very, very, very even, I would say. But in the second half here, I thought if we can win this game, like a draw will be okay for me, don't get me wrong, it keeps the point separation the same. If we could win this game, that would give us those diamonds. That would surely mean with 7 games to go, Europa League football is not guaranteed, but you'd probably say it's basically there, right? So in the second half, Josh Da Silva giving us the lead, making it 1-0. I was thinking, here we go, the diamonds are coming, the diamonds are getting made through this pressure. 20 minutes after the restart, lovely little football, great ball by Matty Longstaff, and who's there to turn in from close range past Dubravka, the former Magpie goalkeeper? I mean, come on, this guy is absolutely unbelievable. Reece Nelson was good in Season 1, he was good in Season 2, but this year, we are seeing the Reece Nelson we thought we could possibly turn him into back in Season 1, and also as well in this game, Matty Longstaff turned into Xavi. I mean, this guy was just literally not misplacing a single pass, set up 2 of the 3 goals, and we scored 3 goals in 12 minutes. Tyrese Campbell having a great season. He and Nelson, I would say, this year have been our players this season, and yeah, 3 goals in 10 minutes, sorry, not 12, but 10 minutes, saw us win the game by 3 goals to 0. And like I said, pressure makes diamonds or burst pipes, and we were mining in that game there. 3-0 the final score, 3 goals in 10 minutes, and now I would definitely say, look, we're not going to give up on the Champions League. We'll keep believing it's a possibility. We'll keep on dreaming of the chance of finishing in the top 4 or possibly qualifying through winning this competition here in the Europa League as well. But if nothing else, we know for sure, surely next season, European football of some kind will be at Turf Moor, and that was really key to me as well. The board might have said finishing mid-table, but I was like, nah, come on, man. If we could finish, well, obviously we did it through winning the FA Cup last year. If we could qualify for the Europa League last season, then we can do it again this year. And as things stand, it's looking increasingly likely. So, yeah, for the penultimate game of today's episode, Atalanta away in Italy. And I'll tell you what, heading into this game, I was in trouble. I was struggling like crazy. Massive win against West Ham, but heading into this one, I was really struggling to defend throughout the entire first half. Atalanta would take the lead. Had it not been for Nick Pope, they would have gone 2 goals up, but right before the break, they would get themselves the 2-goal cushion. Colley finds a little bit of space, drills it past our number 1, and in the first 45 minutes, could you have told there was a bit of extra edge to this game after we turned down Atalanta back in Season 1? Because they were fired up and firing on all cylinders, and I could not stop them. 2-0 down in the first half. It could have been 3 or 4, though, to be honest. In the second half, I thought, right, we've got to get an away goal. We've got to get something. We've got to go back to Turf Moor. If not winning the first leg, like the last 2 rounds, at least having something to take with us. But instead, after Colley's brace, saw Atalanta lead by 2 at the break. Burris hit the post in the second, but I just could not find any clear-cut chances. They played lockdown defense. They dominated for the majority of the game. And that is a troubling fixture heading back into the second leg. 2-0 in the first. You guys know how much I put the emphasis on the away goals, but not a single away goal getting scored. And that means that if the Italians score just 1 in Burnley, we're going to need to score 4. Yeah, we have put ourselves in a bit of a hole. For the final game of today's episode, on the back of that loss there, heading back to Turf Moor, Premier League, massive back-to-back wins against West Ham and Wolves. But on the back of that loss to Atalanta, I don't know, man, my confidence just kind of got shot. So taking on the Foxes, Leicester right now sat in mid-table, well, in the bottom half of the table right now, but I think they're around 12th, 13th place. Heading into the game, feeling quite confident, but Moise Keane scored their first and their second as well. And if you watch my FM save that sadly did just come to an abrupt end, I know how hard this guy is to stop. You know how hard this guy is to stop. He just lives rent-free in the 6-yard area most of the time. He scored 2 goals in the first half, and I was thinking, oh my goodness gracious me, massive defeat to Atalanta, and now struggling at home to the Foxes as well. So in the second half, tried to get back in the game, and we would as well. Tyrese Campbell, 10 minutes after the restart, he's our top scorer in the Premier League this year. The former Stoke boy makes it 2-1 and gives us a goal back and a route back into the game. But just like against Atalanta, struggling to defend. And soon after we got the goal back in the game's half a deficit, Johnny Evans heads in Leicester's third, restores the 2-goal cushion. The veteran, the Northern Irish centre-half, makes it 3-1. And like I said, I've said it a few times, pressure makes diamonds or bursts pipes. We were mining, we were harvesting, we were rocking those jewels, but now it's leaking. We're flooded, we're struggling mightily. We will get another goal back. Once again, Tyrese Campbell's 14th for the year, making it 3-2. But with 18 minutes to go, pushing, pressing, looking for a late leveller, couldn't find one. Brendan Rodgers' side comes to Turf Moor, win by 3-2. And that means, as you can see, 6 games to go. It's definitely gone now. 15 points off Liverpool. We're not making 4th. Arsenal are 12 points behind us in 8th. I still feel confident we can make the Europa League, but there's no chance of the Champions League now. That has gone, no doubt about it. But that will end this episode of the Realistic CM, guys. Big thank you if you enjoyed it. If you haven't, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for a massive episode coming soon. Totally unmissable. Very soon. Much love, guys. See you for it soon.